Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to episode 26 of El Pinche Podcast. And today we have a very special guest. We have Master Krause. Master Krause all the way from Kioto Academy from Brazil. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm great. I'm very happy to be here, guys. It's always a pleasure, to come here. It's always fun, and it's always a good therapy.
Yes.
That we have here. Thanks for the invitation one more time.
Yes. And I know you just arrived not too long ago. You got your world tour to 2023. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I got in America on September 4th. I was in Houston, have some business meeting there. Also, checking people about the Grandmaster Mansur Association. And from there, I came straight here for Bruno's house one more time. It's a pleasure. Bruno always is very welcome to me, for receiving me here in his house. And we went to the San Antonio. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
That was Fort Alamo, so amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be a long tour. I'm going to be 40 days traveling in America. So from here, go to Dallas, Detroit, North Carolina. Then I have 2 seminars in North Carolina and 5 seminars in New York. And then I go to Georgia and Florida, and then we're going back home.
Jeez. Wow.
Miles.
So I know those are miles.
Yeah.
So that is tough.
40 days?
40 days on the
40
road.
days. Now,
How many
30
days?
days.
How many days in each location?
it depends how many seminars I have.
Oh, okay.
So in Detroit, I'm going to stay for 2 days. It's just one seminar.
Yeah.
In New York, I'm going to stay very long because I have 5 seminars there. In New York, Long Island, and Albany. So I'm going to be traveling inside New York, too.
Quite a bit. Yeah.
North Carolina, going to be 2 seminars. I'm going to be there for probably 5 days. So Georgia, going to be 2 days is one seminar.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
Wow. So what are you promoting with these seminars? What is your goal?
Basically, it's more to show my father's legacy, to show how we see jiu-jitsu, how we can teach, and show for the world. Because my father always had this dream, but the internet came when he was old already and not knowledge about that. So I'm trying to get put all together, and show for everybody. So the traveling now, it's more to keep his legacy alive and speak about the Grandmaster Mansur Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Association.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing it with us. And tell us something good that happened to you today. Well, you already did. You said you went to the Alamo.
I went to the Alamo.
And
that was a dream came true.
Yeah, you're a big
And that was not Disney World,
Yeah.
I was there. I grew up with my father telling me the stories, the war stories.
Yeah.
And I remember I was a kid watching John Wayne being the David Crockett and the Alamo. The movie. So, and I love history, war history, military history. So I went there today, and it was amazing to be there on many heroes fighting for an ideal.
Yeah.
So there was much respect. I could analyze, the palisades and the cannons, where they were, how was the fight.
Yeah.
That was an amazing experience.
Wow.
Amazing.
It's crazy, like even the courage of those guys, or the entire group. There's ladies there as well to be recognized. Like there's no border to it, right? So like even though you grew up in Brazil, learning those stories, the principles of it, of not giving up no matter the odds. That's pretty cool.
Or come and take it.
Yeah,
come and take it.
I like that attitude. Man, I know.
Actually,
you weren't expecting that.
I like this guy.
I like that. This is history.
But you know where this came from?
Yes,
Come and take it?
Yes, I slightly remember. I'm going to be a poor sport on this one. Please tell us.
The Spartans.
Oh, yeah. That's the whole, I just
they
remembered.
said for they, deploy your weapons, and they say, come and take it.
Come and take them. Yeah, come and take them.
I think I might use that in my next tournament.
That's what the.
Come and take it.
Is that Moan Abe? I don't know how to
Moan
that.
Abe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the you see a lot of trucks out here in Texas with the Spartan sticker.
Okay, so
that's what it is.
That's their version of come and take it.
Yeah. So you're not really saying it, but just
you're saying
it's a symbol.
Even I bought a shirt in April.
Yeah.
That was the first Texan,
come and take
flag.
It. Yep.
Yes,
And
flag.
the cannon.
Yes.
Come and take it.
Yeah.
So,
It's Yeah.
I want to. Yeah. I want to buy this one, man.
I would have to say, like, I mean, I'm biased here because being born in Texas, the flags over the history of Texas are some of the best ones to have framed. I mean, heck, I mean, like, come and take it, really.
Take it.
Yeah,
You know,
there's some history.
Yeah, it's pretty dang cool. But
Yeah. Professor Bruno, how are you doing today? Thank you for joining us to episode 26 of El Pinche Podcast. How are
I'm
you
doing great. Thank you for asking. Yeah, today was a really amazing day. We had this like really quick like field trip, going to San Antonio, and come back. Like basically was a night over there. We arrived there like yesterday, like evening already, and we had a dinner. Wake up this morning, went to the Alamo, spent the morning there, and then come back to classes. So it was a really good day.
weather would have been great too, right? Weather.
Yeah, the weather was
The weather
great.
was amazing.
The weather was
Oh.
fucking hot.
Oh
Even
yeah,
better.
And it was a cloudy today when it was in Alamo.
Yeah.
That was perfect. That was
Yeah.
perfect.
The scene was set.
Hey, Professor, so you went today at 5 o'clock and came back?
yesterday.
Oh, okay.
We went yesterday by 5:30 p.m.
Okay.
So we got some rush hour
Yeah.
in Austin. But when the time we got there, we just dropped some backpacks at the hotel. We had time to walk to the river walk,
That's
have a
pretty
dinner,
Nice. Pretty beautiful.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I love it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is fun.
have some dinner, go back to the hotel. We were like tired.
Professor, why didn't you have like a police escort for Master Krause all the way down?
He is the.
I was
police
there like
escort.
behind him.
Yeah, you can't escort the trainer.
Well, I mean, do they realize like you can't make this?
Like,
This man has
I
to
think
go
he
to
was
places.
covering
I was
security
there.
for
I
him.
was there like, whoa. Move, open here. Move.
No pictures, no photos, no
Yes.
photos.
He's delicate.
Please don't touch me.
Stay away. Diamond formation.
Yes.
So, yeah, I completely misread this. I thought that you left today at 5, were
Like
there for like
AM.
10 minutes,
Yeah.
Oh,
and then came back, and you're here in time. But, you know, I would believe it because you probably did your breathing exercise where you're 100 times.
100 times he's in San Marcos. Another 100 times he's in San Antonio. Boom, boom.
Yeah. And,
That helped me to run go way faster.
right? I learned about that, and I tried it. I almost passed out. So tell me about that. How, like, I can't do that.
It takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time, but this is how I warm up myself for tournaments. I do like 5 or 6 like deep breath, and after the deep breath, 30 blow out, and come back to the deep breaths again. So with this, I have my heartbeat like elevate a little bit, and I have start breaking, sweating
But you're not moving.
without moving.
Wow. So that oxygenates your muscles right, as you
Oxygen-
walk on the mat.
Exactly.
how did you learn that technique? Because with me, under you coach me and being back in competitions, and Christopher, like everyone has a different routine, and when I call it the corral, that little box where everyone's in there and wait, and you see people relaxing, some with music, some meditating, and then you see some people, it looks like they're getting ready to run a sprint, correct?
Yeah.
And you have people doing jumping
Yeah.
jacks, and so you sit there. And when I was coming back for PANS, actually it's almost a year, PANS last year, and hadn't been in that environment, I was kind of lost because I forgot like what my routine was, and you see all these people, like 30 people, different belt levels, ages and stuff, doing all this crap, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
So where did you learn this technique and why?
This is something that I saw a couple videos and I read a little bit about how Master Rickson Grace
Yeah.
get ready for his matches
That's right.
when he was younger, And one of the things he said is he used to do this kind of breathing because he explained that he went to the match. The heartbeat was, let's suppose his heartbeat's going to be about like 150 or 140, and the other person, the opponent, warming up, punching, and doing exercises. So they pushed the heartbeat to 180 to go down to go back up.
Right.
So this is something that he didn't agree, and I started using, and make a lot of sense for me. So for me, it was good. I had good results with this, this kind of warm up, but each person are different.
Yeah, I guess
you need
to practice it.
Yeah, could
train.
be good, or could be not, So
yeah. I mean, and if you're doing a concentrated breathing exercise too, you're most likely introducing more oxygen into your bloodstream, so you're providing like more rocket fuel essentially for your muscles. So those, like, we were talking about fast twitch earlier before we started, like if you're going to engage your fast twitch, you've got a huge oxygen load already ready, primed, right? Because when you warm up for a long period of time, you're burning up a lot of oxygen, you're probably depleted, you cool down like you're talking about, and then all of a sudden it's like composure, and then you're spiking your heart you're rebounding off the floor with no resources.
Exactly. And then the person, just to walk into the mat, the adrenaline that your body will drop on you will make your heartbeat go up immediately.
Yeah.
So trying to control this adrenaline, try to control everything, for me that works really well. Keep my headphones in a volume that I do not hear anything around, or pretending to do not pay attention on anything, literally ignoring everything around. People try to talk to me, I just ignore.
Yeah,
I just need to focus on whatever I have to do.
So what do you think about? So that's a where you're focusing yourself. You're slowing your breath down. You have larger oxygen reserve, so you're giving yourself this edge. But then mentally, what are you doing before you get on the?
Mentally, I have my match on my mind.
Okay.
So visualization.
Visualization. Yeah. How I'm gonna start. My grips. What kind of takedown we're gonna try. What kind of takedown we have been doing. We have been training. We have been drilling, or not. If I know something about my opponent, if I have to if I need to put some adjustment on my strategy or not. For example, last IBJJF here in Austin, my opponent, he is black belt in judo. I don't know how many dans in judo.
Yeah.
So it was a waste of time for me just trying to
Judo him.
Stand up game with him. So I had this in mind, but when I saw who was, and I said, "Oh no, let's go to the floor." I straight pull guard.
Yes. Yep. Okay. Do you study your opponents?
No.
Yeah.
I do
By
not.
now, I guess with with your age bracket and the guys that are at your level, I feel like even at my age, even in the blue belt pool, like there's the same names I usually coming across. So you kind of like, oh yeah, I've rolled against this guy 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, but even though if you are already compete against that person or not, that's my visualization about compete. Yeah. You always have to bring something new, especially if you already compete against that person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bring something new, bring something different, a different guard, a different sweep, a different. If you have that person, you're facing forward. You face like the first person that you have to compete is someone that you already faced before.
Yeah. Yep.
bring something new.
Bring something new.
Different game.
You know, I want to talk about this weekend's fight in a little bit because I don't think Israel brought anything new.
Oh,
No. He got just out positioned the entire match.
I think there's a little more to that, and I want Master Krause's and Professor Bruno's take on it. What's up with you? What's good?
Today was a dang good day.
I'm sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
Can I say something
Yes.
good that happened today?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
So after the visit on the Alamo, the whole family sit down and Haagen-Dazs, and we had ice cream.
Oh,
This is true. This is true.
Look at that smile.
You like ice cream, don't you?
Now he loves ice cream.
That's all right. It's you like ice
I want to
cream.
just follow him. Like, okay, and I want to
Oh
be
yeah.
rude.
Oh, he's
I'm
out
there, you know. So okay,
Guilty by association.
But
I'm the ice cream monster.
he's addicted.
I'm
He's
Cookie
addicted.
Monster.
Bruno's addicted.
Addicted to
lost.
ice cream.
yeah, ice cream is good, especially that Bluebell.
No, that you said the magic words.
Yeah.
Bluebell. Yeah, the what? The
That
vanilla?
Texas two-step. Have you had that?
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's cookies and cream with chocolate chip cookie dough mixed.
This is HEB, right?
Yeah.
I know. You see?
HEB.
HEB.
Another poke. HEB. We're looking for sponsorship. We love HEB.
So it's interesting. Last week we usually have snacks here, but it got to the point where all we were doing was just
Eating the entire
and
time.
speak without.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And it
I
was,
imagine.
almost 11 o'clock at night, and it's like you get all that food, all that sugar. We're like, yeah, let's go.
And they were good.
And then you go to
That's
bed.
so
then
good.
you're trying to go to bed. Yeah, and your brain's like, no.
No,
Don't
then it's
sleep.
3 a.m. and you're like,
Let's roll before go to bed.
Yeah, exactly.
it's funny. Has that? Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Oh,
Tell us something
yeah, good. Today was a good day all around. Got some huge win at work. Got recognized by a trade partner. The cool part is I'm trying to spin it to where I can give praise to the team around me.
Yep.
Right. So there's a few people who were, there when I got the praise, but tomorrow we have our project team meeting. And at the end, we do a team. It's kind of like a team health section, right? So we try to find praise with somebody on the team, or call somebody out for good things, or just if you have, hey, I started jiu-jitsu this week, or I'm learning this language, or you need an accountability partner. So I'm having that fun mental game of like, how do I also reward those that didn't get recognized by giving them recognition, in that process. So I want to give a shout out to those guys. The other thing is, man, I've had two. This is where I love the jiu-jitsu gods, but I'm ready to get slapped by the jiu-jitsu gods. I've had 2 really solid days in jiu-jitsu where it was just like everything that I wanted to do was working.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Or it was getting a position where I got comfortable enough, like, all right, I need to get both my knees in here, right? But not panic. And if it didn't work out, then still don't panic, and then just being patient. So the last few weeks of, De La Hiva and doing the lasso have given me, I've been telling people, like a connection point. So I had little pockets of games that I was interested in or thought I had decent reps in, but I had nothing to go draw the line in between. And so lasso tied up with spider and then, leg grab with De La Hiva all started bridging things together. So like I can get in a safe position to lasso and move to the next position that I'm trying, or get in. If that didn't work out, I backed out.
If it doesn't work,
yeah, I'm now at a distance where I feel safe because I have my length. So other than that, today was an amazing day. I'm just getting ready for, say, Friday night roll and go, no, I got tossed. So that's me. How about you?
Nice. No, all is good. Let's go with jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu. My thing is, one of the hats I also wear is as a teacher, and having a great year. It's been hard with the COVID and everything, and I'm sure everyone's aware.
Again?
During the COVID,
yes.
and it's just kind of changed the morale of educators, and so many of them have just left routinely, and I think we've already had a couple people even leave early this year. It's so, but it's been great and have a great wave of students. I usually do, and I go in and I enjoy them every day and push all the stuff that doesn't matter out. And so, I just tell my kids, you've been fun, and I said, you can't waste time. We're gonna have ups and downs, but I enjoy them. They enjoy me. So it's really nice to kind of get in that place where I feel like, okay, we're in a good spot.
We're flowing.
Let's do some. Yeah. That's the word. Flow. It's so nice,
Be in
especially
that
we see young people and they're just, you see them just changing and all that, and they're helping each other. It's really fun when it's magical like that. It's really cool.
Nice, good stuff. Really quick, I went to go watch Christian play his little scrimmage for flag football. He's 9 years old.
Yeah, how was that?
It's so much fun to watch these little kids. They're just
actually it's funny. You know, it's very fun when you watch your kids doing anything, any sports. You know, I don't know how to say that. Not that you realize yourself through them, you know, but it's just so cool. You know, you see a kid playing soccer, football, basketball, jiu-jitsu, whatever. Yeah, you know, that's priceless.
So I bought some of these glasses just for props here, right? So you can wear them and look kind of silly. Well, you know, they're just props. They're not. I mean, they're very inexpensive glasses. Well, he fell in love with some neon green. Right? He wears them everywhere, and he's out there playing football
with the green lightning bolts.
Green lightning bolts.
Oh my God!
And tall.
Yeah.
Feeling badass.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
I'm fast.
I picked him up from school today. He walked out with the glasses on. I mean, he's always wearing these glasses. It's so funny. But yeah, that was my day. It was great, and you know, just being here. You know, this is kind of our therapy session, right?
Yes.
So to speak.
Yes.
But I really want to get back to Israel and Sean, because what the hell happened, and why was Israel so arrogant? What do you think happens after you get to that place, that skill level, and then you're just like comfortable and everything falls apart?
I think that from my perspective, he got outboxed. It wasn't much of a mixed martial arts. It was just he got outboxed. But that guy was hungry. He trained for one sole purpose, and he knew if he came back, if he could back Adesanya up the whole match, that he would take his power away because he couldn't step into any of his punches or his kicks, and he would just pin him. Yeah. But he's also a black belt in jiu-jitsu and has a very good ground game, and he wasn't afraid to go there, but he didn't need to. But he honestly positioned
didn't give a chance.
No, and he chased him everywhere around the every chance he had.
In my opinion, that was a change.
Yep.
You know, Israel idea about the game, about the fight. That Strickland is always move forward.
Yes.
No space.
Yep.
All his fights are like that. He
gets uncomfortably close,
but he's always going forward. And he has a way to defend. It's a weird way to defend the punch, you know, like something like, it's weird, but it's worse for him. And one thing also, you can't keep yourself in a high level for so long in MMA. You have like a 5 years tops, or even less sometimes. After these, you start to heal down. You know, it can be fast, it can be slow, depending on the fighter. But it's hard for you to keep yourself in the top in MMA for so long.
Yeah.
So probably he's getting old already too. Plus the way that Strickland fought against that was, I believe that he got into his mind, you know. This guy's moving forward. His movement doesn't stop. Moving forward. I kick him, I punch him. He doesn't like try to go away. Just use the hands and controlling the punch. So.
Yeah, and it's tough too because even though Adesanya had a 5-inch reach advantage, the way Strickland's game is he plays inside the range where a tall guy has to pull his punches back. Right, he's not out in front where he can snap them. The guy's inside that, so he's having to almost back up to throw a punch. So anytime you'd see Adesanya's shoulders roll back, or he'd see the wind up. Like you said, just shirk,
keep pressing.
It was all the time. Some people say it was boring. You know, it wasn't, but it was such a smart fight. Like honestly, and then what was really impressive, I think it was by the third or fourth round, They're like 80% of Adesanya's shots are being completely blocked or missed.
But did you guys notice as soon as the fight was over that, oh my gosh, Dana White came inside the mat, the ring with the belt. That Israel Adesanya came straightly to his ear and said something. You didn't pay attention to this?
I didn't pay attention
Oh,
to it.
I'll have to see that.
Check it out again. I guarantee, I can't be wrong.
Part 2.
He say, I need a rematch.
Yeah.
I didn't fight well tonight.
Yeah.
I need a rematch.
yeah.
Because was straight. Pay attention on the video. As soon as Dana White got inside the octagon, he goes straight to his ear and he moves. He leaves.
Yeah. I bet
Before
it's
the results.
Yeah. I think it could have been a wake-up call for Adesanya. I think he's still at that level. I think, he just
I do too.
at top. I feel like he fought recently before that as well. So he's had a couple fights, like close succession. But
I think the fights with Alex Pereira broke him.
really,
Because
Yeah.
you go in and he had that mental block, and now he's coming into his world where he's king,
Yeah.
and this guy came up. And so you have that thing and then he lost. And I think, okay, he's broken a little bit, I think. And then you have this guy who's hungry again. It's so mental.
Yeah.
And then you just press. It's just like that when I'm not a high-level jiu-jitsu, but when someone's pressing me, that's hard to deal with. And if you don't have an answer for it, and can you imagine 5 rounds in jiu-jitsu, 5 minutes, a guy just keeps on just like we do our positional roles. Could you imagine you and I doing that to each other for 5 rounds?
That's why we do the Shark Tank.
That would be
Shark Tank.
Yeah.
You'd have to I don't have a whole lot of experience, but just watching it, you'd have to almost do the whole 180 on him. Like,
Do or
don't
die.
strike.
Yes.
Go
gotta
lock
change
up.
it.
You gotta, just
Gotta switch it
engage,
up.
and then test his ground game, like his jiu-jitsu. At that point, if your striking's not working, commit, go.
I read
Change
about
the
the
game.
fight. I didn't watch it, but I've seen a lot of UFC fights. But sometimes when someone's pressuring you, sometimes they'll say, like, they want you to go out like ahead, like get in the middle, and you do not give up that spot.
Yeah.
You let them know, I own this spot. I'm going to own
Yeah.
this octagon.
Yeah.
So you go out and try to press back. Did he try to do that after any of the rounds?
He would come out. He would come out with a couple
You're right.
one or 2 or 3 shot flurries. Right,
He
and then after
tried,
that,
yeah.
Strickland
Back
is
up.
smart. He'd back
On the
up,
second
defuse,
round,
and come in.
he tried to do the
Yeah.
second round, but Strickland he controlled the center of the match,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
center of the octagon.
You own it.
That was that's mine, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't pay rent. This is
Yeah.
mine. That's
Richard.
exactly what happened. Yeah. So,
Richard.
Oh, pay this is mine.
The landlord,
Wow.
Richards, called
I
himself.
thought the undercards were great too. There were some good fights leading up into that. So I think what's great is starting to see the level of
Yes.
MMA. I feel there's now a good refocus on having a good jiu-jitsu game.
Yes.
Right. You see some good practitioners starting to come up, especially on the girls' side. And some of these girls that are starting to show up, you're like,
Oh, yeah.
I would not.
Next level.
Yeah. But I want to roll with that one.
I like the undercards because talk about being hungry like Strickland was. Those guys
They're all
hungry.
Yeah. They don't get paid well.
No.
Those undercards.
that's the detail. Nobody, as far as I know, that was in the news. No. In the UFC, they got a good payment.
No, nobody does.
One
Like,
championship, and Bellator, I can tell you because we have the Pitbull brothers. They are under Grandmaster Mansour. Very nice people. So they fight on the Bellators. They are lightweight champions. I'm not gonna say about how much, because that's their business. So I just know that I can tell you guys much more than they pay in the UFC.
Well, also one, I believe, pays a lot more than UFC also, correct?
One is like 1 billion people watching one.
So,
in
I wonder
Asia.
if
crazy.
I wonder if they, as a business move, know that the life of each of these athletes is relatively short, so it's going to be expensive to invest heavily in them on a prize package, but it's up to that individual to market themselves and become their own brand and put ownership on it, because it does empower the athlete. If they're not getting paid, by the league, well, how else can you make money? You know, you can be as aggressive as, say, who's the guy who has that crazy whiskey?
Get your own whiskey, yeah.
Yeah, get your own whiskey.
McConnor?
Great,
Yeah.
yeah. McGregor. Sorry,
Connor.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor.
Sorry, no disrespect. Just, McGregor, right?
He hasn't won a fight in a while.
He is great at marketing himself.
Yeah.
Like Strickland? Nope, he's going to live off that check. You're not going to see Strickland nachos or, like Strickland whiskey. He's going to be back in the gym training.
Yeah, the Jake Paul
Yes.
with the Prime.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, that is, talk about a landmine right there. Those guys make
But
ton of
why
money.
why should a fighter have to do that with how much money the UFC makes? I mean, how much more do they need?
Well, really, at that level, if you're fighting championship level, you have people coming to you, of course. But if you're on those undercards, yeah, you're going to have to get out there and prove why.
But if you look at other professional sports, let's say like minor league baseball, you have a big contract.
it's more
because
regulated.
But they're also a union, so, right? They each have a players' union. There's not a fighters' rep or union.
My point.
So that's I think there's I read something that there's a class action lawsuit against UFC from a lot.
Yeah,
of
I
the
heard
past
about that.
players.
But
Yeah.
just for you see,
fighters.
that's okay. That was up 20 years ago. I had one fighter that was when he opened our school in New York, on Long Island. He was training for us. I'm not gonna say the name because that's I'm gonna talk about money. So he was training for us there for the UFC, and he fought against top guys there. He beat David Manet. That was the middleweight champion back on the time. And that was 20 years ago. But he received by UFC $500.
Oh my lord!
Wow.
That's 23 years ago. Let's say 20 years ago. Let's say $1,000. But anyway, $1,000 for you go there and fight against the guys that he fought. There was a tough guys, top guys.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If it's me, because of the money,
Not worth it.
I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm
not.
not gonna do it.
No.
All right. Speaking of which, so if we have these different leagues, ones that pay more, I get the impression that UFC invites the best of the best, or is it UFC has better marketing than the other ones? Because like you said, some of these leagues have like a billion people following. I don't know that there's a billion people watching UFC, but UFC seems to promote, or at least gives the
Yeah.
impression.
But that's in the Western.
Yeah, true. There's a whole nother world.
I was in Qatar. It is. I was in Qatar for 3 months. I was
Okay.
there for working for FIFA. I was training and supervising the security teams there.
Dang.
And I got mad at FIFA. That's so whatever. I canceled the contract and started to work for Adidas. So
Jeez.
that was pretty nice opportunity. A lot of experience. Hollywood, for us Westerns, it's amazing.
Yes.
For them, the whole south of Asia, the Middle East, it's Bollywood.
Yeah.
Yes.
India.
Yeah.
We had to make a move from a very famous guy. I had no idea who was he. I just got the order. Oh, Krause, you guys have to follow and bring VVIP to the VVIP area. Say, okay. So I got like some friends, some police officer that was working there for us. And we went there to get this guy, but I had no idea who was he. He was weird way to dress himself, with like a different hat, from Adidas. Was like a jacket, like a suit,
Like a jumpsuit.
but without the shirt on the bottom.
Yeah.
It's a Gucci and Adidas. So he was stylish, but I had no idea. So we did the diamond formation, and let's follow him. So as soon as he left the VIP parking lot and he came to the common area, that Walking Dead movie or The Last of Us?
Yeah.
That was exactly like this.
Like zombies.
When the people look at us like, whoa, they start to come, and we are like, whoa, what's going on? What's happening? So we had almost to fight to try to get that guy to the other side. And as soon as we got on the other side of the VIP area, I was sweat already because I was pushing people, like almost fighting, not striking, but like
Get out of the
get
way.
out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got there, I asked her for myself, for my friends, who the heck is this guy? And I had a very big guy, security guard, Saudi probably. Oh, you don't know him? Said, I have no idea who is he. Oh, he's the Tom Cruise from Bollywood.
Oh.
Said, oh, I didn't know. But it was crazy. He is love it. And, okay, I call my boss, say, listen, you didn't tell us. You didn't tell us about that. I knew it. I didn't know. He's an American guy. Yeah. I didn't know who is he. I just said he's a VIP guy. So, okay. So you guys have to take him back when finish the game. So, okay, no problem. And suddenly, he came with a lady, with a holding hands together, you know. And I look for the same security guard. I say, who is she? That's his wife? I said, oh, yeah. I said, oh, okay. But she's more famous than he. I said, oh, my gosh. We're going to be in trouble now. And we had the same number of guys. That was a mess. That was a crazy stuff. But it's 1 billion people, 1 billion people watching one championship.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So imagine how many people. You go to the movie theaters there. Yeah. It's like 10 different rooms. 3 Hollywood. 7 Bollywood.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there is life over there.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever watched a Bollywood movie?
Yes.
That's a new thing that I recently did over like the summer.
They're good.
And the action, it is so over the top. I love it. I saw a guy, he was like fighting a tiger. Like they had these zoo animals they're transporting, and there are these bad guys and they're shooting, and then the bad guy let all the animals loose or something, and he's fighting lions and there's zebras and like chimpanzees and
always doing this, no?
Yeah, and he's sitting there and like I think he like judo threw one of the lions. It's like, this is awesome.
Some of the ones that have come out though that I've really enjoyed is when they do the military history of like India, Pakistan, the border regions up there. There's a couple like
I love that.
These like isolated command posts, out in these areas, and they're they're start off initially running up on 15 guys, and then before you know it, there's like 1,000 of that. It's only 30 people in this fort. But seeing how even Bollywood does similar things to what you see, trying to mimic certain characterisms or scenes in it, but it's really good because it has that slight flair to it. Right,
yeah, the whole Bollywood,
like the whole like bravado, right? Like
I love it.
It's just they got this like this. It's pretty cool when you see the the champion of it all.
By the way, your glasses Bollywood or Hollywood?
Hollywood. All respect to Bollywood, but Hollywood.
You got to wear those to be smarter, right?
Yes.
They were issued in the Navy.
No, these were not issued. This is what, you need these.
We used to have those.
They took the rifle from me, and they're like, here.
They're called birth control glasses.
Yeah, BCGs. Where's your Bravo Charlies? Luckily, I was fortunate enough that I did not have to wear any BCGs. Yeah. Nor have any major dental work. Oh. In the military, it's like they take the people that they're training to be dentists to work on the people that are going through training.
Yeah. Yep.
So, wisdom teeth, huh?
Boom. All 4.
All right, Sarah. What I need you to do is take this long needle. Hey, you see that point right back there? I need you to jab it.
What,
like
not
this?
Right there. No, not like that. Yeah. Pull it back out. Do it again.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to have to show you this time. Excuse me. Oops.
Yeah. It's funny how they...
But it's free.
It's
free. It's free. And you have guys laid up in like their bed, just swollen for days. And they're like, oh, man, I'm going to get the rest of the day off.
Nope. No bed rest.
Wow.
Maybe a couple
few
of
hours. Yeah.
Just really?
Just to get safety, if they're still dizzy, like.
Whoa.
Yeah,
to the next dinner or the lunch, and then after that.
You've been fed?
Yeah. You've been fed. Drink water. Here's some Motrin.
Here's some mashed potatoes.
You are a soldier. Show you are made of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, you have a broken leg? Here's some Motrin. You have a broken arm? Here's some Motrin. Broken nose? Motrin.
So intense.
Broken car? Motrin.
Everything.
Yeah. You'd go, no matter what you had,
like the same medicine.
You would come back with the same brown bag, and it would have just a prescription for Motrin.
It's not military in Brazil, but it was the same thing when I was in the army. You know, so it was the same thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Oh, I tore my ankle. The same medicine.
Yeah.
Drink water.
Oh, headache. Same thing. I'm dying. Same thing.
Sounds like Motrin's the duct tape for military injuries.
It is like, I mean, excuse my language. It is like, oh, you poor fuck. All right, carry on. We got a million of you. Just carry on.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited that I had opportunity to do military, but I think I don't know.
For us, like sick call, I mean, you know, each branch has their like, oh no, this is the big suck. Mind games. So Navy's really good at them. No matter how sick you were or how hot the temperature was, this is pre-COVID, you would have to show up at the ship at 6 o'clock or be ready at 6 o'clock to like standing quarters, and then tell them that you're like dying.
Yeah.
Right. And then that would be like after like you conducted your morning brief, and then they're like, all right, so you need to go down to medical. So you go down to your medical, and they hadn't opened up yet on the ship. And then they would go, yep, you're fucked up. So you need to go to base medical. Well, the duty van is already gone, so you're gonna have to walk. So it was like a 3-mile walk. So to the like base medical, you get the base medical after they fill in. You're like, cool, you're gonna have to wait. So by the time you get done or get seen, it's 5 o'clock. You have wasted your entire day, and then they're like, and it will say like, approved to work, return to work tomorrow.
Yep.
Private Remus, how do you know that you're not feeling well enough for duty? I am shitting my pants, sir. Are you sure? How much shit do you have in your pants? Lots of amounts. Okay, you're going to have to walk 3 miles in order to get that identified, sir.
Yeah. No, you'd walk all the way across base. Everybody knew you were going to sick call. And
the walk of shame.
The walk of shame. And there'd be and you'd have to be in uniform of the day. So it wasn't like you're going in board shorts and flip flops. You know, and you go there and there's like 20 other dudes, and they're all, and this is pre-cell phone, so there's like nothing to do. There's like a rotating military news channel and on a 20-minute loop. After 4 hours, you're cured. You're like, I'm good. Just get me out of here.
What's coming out? Yeah, I
got bed already, please.
Yes.
So yeah, it really makes you think about, you know, whether you're sick or not.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, you know what?
Just
I'm not
to make
that
sure
bad.
that you are really sick enough to be there for 4 hours watching the same loop.
Like, imagine taking hey, like Tyler, right? Oh, you're sick? Cool. You want to walk to school?
Yeah, you're a kid. Yeah.
Cool. So you're going to walk to school. You know, are you sick now? No.
No.
Return to school tomorrow.
I remember once that I was in army, and how I say that in English? People came to collect blood as a donation.
Oh yeah, blood donor.
Be a donor. So there was like 86 guys there from my group, and the major came and asked if you have any volunteers. 3 guys raised the hand. The lady there was like so frustrated, and the major came back, was talking to her, and sent her to inside the room. And he came back and said, if I have no volunteers, you guys are going to spend the whole weekend in the base.
No.
I'm going to ask again. I'm going to call the lady. I'm going to ask again for you guys. So he went back, called the lady, said, we have a volunteers here for such a nice attitude for the soldiers, to help people, for the blood donation. 86 guys. Nobody would have spent the holiday, the whole weekend at the base. So, what happened? No, I told them that's better. That's the very human being attitude, nice attitude.
The right thing to do.
Okay, 86 guys being donated.
He said told. They were voluntold.
Yeah, voluntold.
You've been voluntold to go give blood. That is interesting. That took me back to military.
Yeah,
Jeez.
me too. That's why
Yeah.
I start to remember things.
How many years did you serve?
3 years.
3 years. But you've continued to be completely involved.
Oh, I love that.
All facets.
One of those reasons that I decided to go to the army, to do a military life for a while, is since I was a kid, the the best play for me was like the J. Joes, and I put on the soldiers on my living room, my bed, and do strategies. And then I started the games, the strategy games. I was playing strategy games and military history. I was there today for Bruno in the Fort Alamo, and I told him a lot of things there. And as soon as I told him, I was finding there reading, he said, "Oh, you see that? That's exactly what I know." So I love that. So that's why I decided to go for the military. Just
What's your do you have a favorite military book, history book?
I love all history books, for about wars.
Yeah.
Second World War for me, it's the most nice things, to analyze.
Yeah.
But talking about the military book, of course, there's Sun Tzu Art of War.
Yeah.
That's amazing. This book is amazing.
Have you watched the show Band of Brothers or read the book?
Oh, do you want to ask how many times?
How many times?
Oh man, I lost account.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I love that.
Yeah.
That whole series?
The whole
excellent.
series. The first time that I watched, at the end of the series, is 6 DVDs, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
I was crying, man, when I saw
Yes.
those guys coming, and saying and showing the actor and who the actor was, like in the real life. I like, oh my gosh, what is that?
Yeah.
I went to the Black Wall in Washington,
Oh.
with my girlfriend back on the time, and I was there. I was a soldier back on the time. I was a lieutenant already, and I was the Black Wall and crying.
Yeah.
And she would look at my side like, why are you crying? I said, I don't know to answer that. I'm a soldier. And she was, but you don't know nobody from here. They're older than you.
Yeah.
You don't know. There's no family here. But they're soldiers. So I got emotions. So I love that.
Yeah, it's I just recently went to it, like within the last couple of years, and on a family trip. But it was like one of those, hey, I want to go to that Vietnam Memorial. I want to go see that wall. My grandfather fought in that one. He didn't pass away, but a lot of his friends did. Yeah, it's stoic. There are so many names on there, and it just just goes.
Yeah, and each
Is
name.
that what, the Black Wall?
Yeah,
It's 60,000
dude,
names there. if I'm
Each
not
name
wrong.
was a life with family and a story.
and like you start,
Ugh.
you just you start say on the left side, and you start with that first name, and they've got it down to where it's like one or two names, and then it just goes, and then it's just a wall of name after name after name after name.
It's intense.
And even then, like seeing family members that are obviously were not there during then, but it was a grandfather, great grandfather, just still paying tribute, which is amazing, because I think that was those guys when they got home. They weren't well received at all.
No,
like
definitely.
World War II was romantic. You got home, and it just seemed like big parades. It was
Because
huge support.
everybody was giving support for the soldiers.
whole world
the
was going
Nazis wanted
crazy.
to domain the world.
Yep.
But the Vietnam,
No.
the people at home was against the soldiers there.
Yeah.
Yes.
You didn't have any support from home.
Yeah.
Nah.
So
Did
that
you
was
have
crazy.
I know that you have different nations that help support different things. Was Brazil ever? Have they been sending troops anywhere or no?
Yeah, that few people know that. But Brazil was very important for the Second World War.
Oh wow.
We opened Italy
Uh-huh.
for the American troops to go through. Yeah, we did a very famous fight in Mount Castel,
Okay.
Mount Castle, in Italian Mount Castello.
Mm-hmm.
There was the Allies was there trying for 3 months, even if the air support, and that was not going through. There's not passing the line, the defense line. I forgot the defense line right now. The Got defense line, something like this.
Yeah.
And they asked Brazil to go to the war. Brazil didn't want to go to the war. For our president back there was like flirting with the Nazis and the fascists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
entertaining
as
it,
soon as I saw the pressure, I said, "Oh, okay, send the soldiers." And we tried for 3 times. The third time, we controlled the whole hill.
Oh wow.
So there was 25,000 soldiers sent to Italy.
Uh-huh.
And we were the only country that, I want to say, arrested the whole division, the whole German division.
Oh wow.
I don't know how many generals. There was, in a short time of the war there.
Wow.
But Brazil was in the war. And Brazil now is very used by the UN as the blue helmets.
Mm-hmm.
They was in Angola, they were in Timor-Leste, they were in Haiti. So
A good one you might want to read about too. It's in the Civil War. That's my thing. It's the 54th Massachusetts Regiment. Which, if you're familiar with it, I'm not sure. It's the first African American soldiers to fight.
I was there in Houston, the Buffalo Soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I went to the museum.
if you read about the first group and they had to take an important fort.
Yeah.
I think it was Fort Wagner.
I watched the movie also.
Oh, yes.
There
Glory.
was, yes.
Glory is a
The
great one.
lieutenant
Glory is
was
amazing.
Broderick, something.
Matthew Broderick and
Broderick.
Denzel Washington's in it, so
Yes.
that's great. Well, yeah,
He
you
was
are
the
a history
lieutenant.
guy.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I like that.
Everything I throw out
I
there.
went to the
like, yeah.
museum. That was in April.
Yeah.
I was in Houston in April for a seminar.
Oh.
I told my friend, listen, I have to go to the Buffalo Soldiers Museum.
Yeah.
So I took many pictures there inside for the two regiments of cavalry and the two regiments of infantry.
Yeah.
I don't know if in English we say regiment, in Portuguese, no.
Yeah,
It's battalion.
regiment. Yes.
Regiment,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. We
So
understand.
in Portuguese, regiment is the cavalry and battalions for infantry.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Lately, for kind of pseudo-military history, I've been digging into like our American Indian wars or history, because there's very little written ones. But one book I would recommend, and even audio is really cool, especially if you're driving out to Vegas or stuff like that. It's called Land of the Rising Sun, or I believe that's it, or Last Empire. It's basically covers the Comanche Empire as America was coming across. And so kind of as a cool military history thing for the United States is the 35 corridor that connects San Antonio, Austin, and Dallas was essentially one of the last, was the edge of the frontier. Like if you went west of Austin, you were stepping into Comanche Empire.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anything.
And that's
could
why
happen.
we have like 3 lines of defense of the fortress defenses.
Yeah.
And Fort Worth is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, back in the
So
past.
just,
I know a little bit about
Yeah,
that.
Wow.
yeah. But I would recommend it. You know, if you're, I would recommend it. It's a great book.
He's
great
a
audio.
quarrel belt in history, too.
He's like, shut up, blue belt.
Have you heard of the American Revolution?
Do you know what is that about?
That's cool. I got a great appreciation for folks who are into just history, but military history.
I love that.
Especially
Love
at
that.
your level. That's amazing.
Well, there's conflict, and then there's the things that change, the path of what happens after those conflicts. If you go back through all the major things that have happened since man's been fighting wars, since recorded history, and things go differently, whether it's Genghis Khan or Stalin or Hitler or.
Well, and you think about, we all practice jiu-jitsu. Even in our own U.S. military, like especially at some of the higher elite teams, how just the practice of doing jiu-jitsu has improved their military prowess, right?
Yes.
So there are many occasions that these guys got stories where, like, because we practiced and whipped each other's butts on the mat day in and day out, I was able to keep a guy being able to grab my own gun or like physically win a life battle, and having those guys know that the sport and the fundamentals of jiu-jitsu of, one, self-defense, control, and all that, just we're able to save a life, save their own.
That's good what you said right now. That's one thing for me that I tell everybody that jiu-jitsu helps you a lot. We have a huge list about the benefits of jiu-jitsu. But one thing that I help is a good man, the most important benefit for me is you learn to think under pressure.
Yes.
Right.
When everybody around you lost their mind, they lose the control, they don't know what to do, you are thinking, keeping calm, and acting like you have to act.
Yeah.
So I was in a situation back in the past in Brazil. There was a gunfight, the army and some bad guys there. And a friend of mine, he just freaked out. He was a lieutenant like me. He just freaked out. He leaned against the armor car and put the hands like, oh my God, like a crazy. And said, hey, what are you doing? They're going to kill us. Why were you here? Why were you here for? So, I was nervous, but I was thinking under pressure and acting like I had to do it. And jiu-jitsu give that to you. Yeah. Not just in a gunfight, of course, but any situation.
Right.
Yeah. I use it in my my career. Like, it's so funny, like being on I would consider we have a very high demand, high stress. I'm in that type of industry. It's commercial construction. They want that thing built yesterday, and it's got to go, 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 go. Prior to jiu-jitsu, I would stress out on little things like little critical, whether it be cynical comments, critical comments, or the schedule wasn't going. And now, like these last couple of projects where I've had jiu-jitsu in my life, I'm like, people are, and I now warn people, I'm like, look, it's going to be stressful, but you will not see the stress on my face because the stress is different for me. And they're like, well, we know you do jiu-jitsu. I'm like, look, you know what stress is? 260 pounds of in our case, an ex-NFL linebacker. And he wants to put his knee through your stomach, and that's stressful.
Choke you out,
right? That's pressure. That will make you like questioning your life.
Yes. You're right.
Yes.
Right.
You're right.
And in that instance, for me, that becomes the new pressure, right? The new delta.
Yeah,
So hey, we're not getting along at work. I'm like, come on, really?
That's on you.
Yeah. Or just. Part A is not fitting for Part B. I'm not stressed out about it. I'm like, all right, okay, cool. Let's just put these two things together and we're good. So I appreciate and I love jiu-jitsu for that part.
Oh, yes.
Even at the house.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, we fight for dishes. So.
I think it's important for kids to grow up with that. That's the magic.
The benefits of jiu-jitsu is huge for everybody.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Yep.
I don't know why it's not a law.
It's the best bully
Everything
control.
has to do jiu-jitsu in life. You don't have to compete if you don't want it to.
No.
But you have to be there on the mat, having your faces smashing against the mat. People like bruising you, like choking you out. That's amazing medicine for your future life,
Yeah.
I would love to be a fly on the wall and say for our group of kids, just be a fly on the wall in their school or where they do it, just to see their confidence, because I know both of my kids have got a new confidence. Like they carry themselves different. One, because they know kids are not going to pick on them, and two, if stuff was to get real, they stand a really good chance of being able to do the right thing.
But it's funny, you don't need to. You tend to not.
That's what I was trying to explain to both my kids is like, look, it's there for self-defense, but there's a right way to do it, right? Like most of the time you're going to try to push off and get away, but in the chance that you do, you've been trained to control. You don't have to take it too far. You just control to the point that help will come. It could be a teacher, it could be another adult, but you control that opponent, and then that's it, right?
It's the way they carry themselves too, because of the being under pressure, and being able to be relaxed and think. And just as an adult, like you could kind of tell sometimes situations.
Time to walk away.
Yeah, when it's like it's just like they're just not worried, and then the kids having that ability to have like that fallback. They're not initiating it. The ones that are properly trained and listen, all that. But just having that in your back pocket, you carry yourself differently, and people recognize that. Yeah. Especially bullies. Yeah. Like, hey, something's going on here.
People sometimes they think they're like, oh, the self-defense, they're gonna learn to defend against one aggressor, just gonna beat him up. It's not. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, let me ask one thing for you guys that have kids. Your kids do jiu-jitsu. After they're practicing jiu-jitsu, how many times they fell on the ground and they broke an arm or they hit the head on the ground?
Most of them are mental ones.
None.
None.
Yeah.
That's a different also. That's a self-defense.
Yeah.
It's not just against aggressors.
Yeah.
They fell over the bike or playing football, soccer, somebody like a slide attack on him, and he knew how to fall on the ground without break an elbow, a bone, nothing.
Yeah.
That's a self-defense.
Yeah.
We always think about aggressor.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It saved me during one of our freezes. My in-laws live next door. No, this is it was.
Are we talking about the Ice Age?
You should not say stuff like that when I have a weapon in my hand. But I was walking to my in-laws to check on them during one of our freezes, and I was doing I don't care if it's cold. I'm going to wear my flip-flops because I'm from Cali, and I'm on my phone checking stuff as I'm walking, and I hit a patch of ice on the driveway, and I went flying. Yeah. And I did the break fall, chin down, and actually I was talking to someone, like I'm going to go check, and then I screamed like I normally make noise.
Like a girl.
And then they're like, are you okay? I could hear them. And I'm like, I think I fell and hit my head.
Like a girl.
And they're like, what? And I'm like checking, and I didn't. My arms hurt a little bit, but it's because if I didn't have it, I would have hit my head. I mean, I was in the air, and it would have been, who knows, I would have cracked my skull open. But
And the most incredible thing, did you think to do that, or just acted?
it acted because I think I was on FaceTime, actually.
So
I mean,
which is worse.
even in
that's the nice thing about
embedded.
I reacted.
even in the NFL, the Miami's quarterback, Tua, I'm murdering his name, Tugalova, he sustained multiple high-level concussions last season, and a lot of it was as he was getting driven backwards, his head was he was hitting in such a way it was whiplashing the back of his head to the turf, and so it was compounding the already hit he took in the concussion. So he went through all the protocol. He's been recovered, but in the off season, he purposely went out and found a jiu-jitsu instructor, and they practiced fall after fall after fall after fall after fall.
That's interesting.
Wow, that is really
and-
interesting.
And then started adding in the type of contact that he would have, and already in his, it gives me chills. It's kind of cool. In the preseason and season, he was already taking hits, but rolling out of them, breaking his fall,
Doing the right thing.
doing the right thing, and
That is a good story.
doing what he's been programmed to do. But because of that, it's kind of cool to see how
That's
jiu-jitsu
very
actually
cool.
impacted somebody at that level.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's excited about it, and I think it's a good, like you're talking about, it's a good step for
It
people.
is.
So let's finish up with Israel and Sean. Is Israel done?
No.
Did he lose the eye of the tiger, and he's going to work on getting that back?
He's still
Yeah.
danger,
Yeah.
but he's getting old. Your body stopped to work. You can try to last, but you're not the same anymore. He's still a danger fighter.
Do you think he
But you
could?
start to get tired. Age is coming, injuries appearing.
All right.
You keep yourself in a very high level training for so long.
Yeah. You're going to get
Your
tired.
body starts to shut down.
Yeah.
I enjoy his fights. That's
Yeah,
why.
me
So
too.
I hope
I don't
he-
like his attitude.
Yeah. Well,
I don't
this
like
last
either.
time,
Yeah.
I think it was a little more pronounced this last time. It was like it
He
kind of
did-
reminded
yeah.
me the end of Anderson. Oh, Anderson Silva was my favorite. And then at the end, he's like,
Yeah, too much.
Yeah.
boom, done. What
He does that
for?
to get inside his opponent's mind, but
Is that like
That was exaggerating.
Marigali level?
going so far.
But he wasn't doing that in the beginning. That's why I
He
was
starts
a
to get
big fan.
confident.
Yeah.
I'm saying that he was right. I don't like that attitude.
I'm
You
not.
know, I don't like his
It
attitude.
sells
But
tickets too.
Do you think?
but-
Do you think?
I guess it's entertainment, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So how is GSP then able to come back? Because is he one of the few that's been able to? Because he took a break.
you say St. Pierre?
Yeah. And then he came
He's a
back.
machine.
Yeah, but he was a fighter. He was a machine, but he was a fighter that never exactly showed that much because he won and suddenly retired.
Yes.
He didn't have a chance.
Yeah, to get beat down.
He didn't have a chance to prove that he is the guy. He's an amazing fighter. Not saying opposite than this. He's a freaking good guy, very good fighter. But he didn't keep himself in the big fish,
Yeah.
the big dogs for long.
Yeah.
He got there. He did like a 2 or 3
Yes.
belts in defense and
Yeah.
retired.
Done.
So-
So now
but he's good. He's very
Oh,
good
no.
fighter, amazing wrestling. He's a freaking athlete.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
he didn't show much,
he's an amazing trainer, training our very own Elon Musk.
That's
So,
right.
so
If
real
I'm not
quickly,
wrong,
we've
yeah.
had this thing. 2 questions. I want to know, who do you think is the best MMA fighter of all time and why? But there's been this thing, and you would know this better, and no offense to any of us here. So we have this Elon Musk, and then we going against
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zucker.
the Zuck. And there's all this, and Zuck got a blue belt, and but based on what you know or you don't know, is that a fight worth watching? And if it was worth watching, who would win in that fight and why?
probably who's gonna win gonna be Spider-Man against the Hulk. You know, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
It's 2 nerds.
for me,
Brain
that's
power.
amazing. Those guys, millionaires, they have everything that they want.
Mm-hmm.
Practicing jiu-jitsu and going to the tournaments and put their faces to his lap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
They have my respect. Totally. Because they don't need that.
Yeah.
I would
But they
snap
have- but
Zuck's arm
you
just to
talk-
let you know.
Yeah. But you talk about who's going to win. So who is stronger is my dad or your dad. So I don't know.
Yeah. I think that Zuck's got it. Dude's
I
a
would
robot.
wrist lock
I'm
Elon
Team Elon.
Musk and then shove one of his broken hands in one of those damn Teslas.
I can't wait till if it does get announced and becomes official, we have to have some fun bets.
And did you know, was it Italy offered the
Roman Coliseum.
for the fight?
Are you kidding? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah. No.
So we want to go
Yeah.
and see
Sometimes.
that.
Podcast it live.
Yes, I want to go watch the fight.
Yeah.
I would dress up in a
Oh,
toga.
those tickets are gonna be.
That's going to be a funny.
Oh, it's gonna be.
You know what I mean? That's going to be
what I mean.
funny.
Yeah.
But
You
they-
think-
they're blue belt. They don't have
All right.
too much to show as a professional fighter.
How
know what
dare
I mean?
you? There's a blue belt right here. Actually, there's two. I'm sorry.
So,
But you know what I
Talking-
mean? And they're not fighters. They
Yeah.
are businessmen.
Yeah.
Talking
So-
about GSP, so there are in December 23 a fight between GSP and someone.
Is that thumb wrestling?
It's on
That's
the
like jiu-jitsu.
UFC grappling pass invitational. It's going to
Say
be
that again because our
It-
mics are cutting
It's
out.
jiu-jitsu.
It's the jiu-jitsu. It's
GSP.
GSP is going to fight in December.
oh, that's gonna be
But
great.
that's going to be grappling.
Grappling.
Yeah,
Grappling,
that's no strikes.
yeah.
No strikes.
That's gonna be fun. I want to watch that.
So that way,
I heard. I
believe
think
they're gonna be
I
better.
I heard that's going to be with Damian Maya.
No, I love Damian Maya.
that's going to be they changed totally my idea now. Because if it's going to be Daniel Maya, and he's an amazing fighter,
Yes.
amazing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu,
Yeah.
fighter, and against GSP, is an amazing grappler and also athlete. That's going to be a very interesting fight.
Yeah. Are they about the same age?
I
No
guess.
idea. No
I
idea.
don't know.
No idea.
Maya's what, like 42 now or something?
Look
I'm
it
not
up.
sure.
Look it
Yeah.
up, Jamie.
Yeah, just look that up. Okay, so just based on what you know about both, what would be the strategies, and then what would be your take on who you think would win a grappling match, if you don't mind me asking?
As a Brazilian,
George St. Pierre.
Daniel Maya. As a Brazilian, Daniel Maya, of course.
Yes.
definitely.
Yes.
How do you say
But
the
that's
other
going to be a
guy's
very interesting fight. They are two dangerous fighters, Damian Maya is very technical. GSP, it's a machine on his condition, physical condition. So that's going to be very interesting.
Wow. Okay, so he's 45.
name? Oh, so he's
It's right up
45,
there,
and then George St. Pierre is 42.
Okay.
So they're there.
45
Damn.
kilos right there.
Look at that.
These guys are.
I'm older than him, and he's like way more badass. So, what has he done? Everything.
He is one of my favorites of all time.
Welterweight division.
Damn.
Fifth degree black belt. Wow.
Wow.
That is going to be fun.
Yeah.
So I want to move on to this next topic here, just briefly, and call it event session. But today, some of us didn't want to be here, right?
Well, you
And-
made it. I'm proud of you.
And I just want to point that out, because sometimes, a lot of times, we'll never find time to do things. We have to make time.
Yeah.
We have to commit to it. And there's one thing that I've been committed to is this podcast every week. Sometimes we don't want to do them. Sometimes we have fun, but every time we record,
Yeah.
we enjoy it. Like not a single time where we said, "Oh, we should have." Oh, I wish I
Let's
did
redo it.
Yeah.
No,
So
no
it's
redo.
always fun.
Yeah.
So, what? First off, I want to know if any of you feel that kind of like, oh, I don't want to do it, and what do you do to drive yourself to do it, like to continue to press on
Master.
as planned?
Anything?
Anything. I mean, if a jiu-jitsu or setting up your 2023 world tour, because that is very, very taxing. That is a lot of work.
Question.
That is a lot of work.
That's a tough question.
So is there a bigger why driving you to do it?
Probably it's the combined facts, combined necessities, that you have to keep. In my case, I have to keep the legacy, my father, and I can leave his image, his knowledge die. At the same time, it's work, everybody has bills to pay, And same time, it's good for me to see old friends, that I don't see for a long time. If I don't do the tours, I'm not gonna see them often, So it's a facts combined that make me, think this way.
What is if you don't mind me asking, man, this is
I love
maybe
that.
if it's too deep, you don't have to answer. But as your dad gets older, does that pressure of having to maintain the legacy of that torch and the knowledge of that jiu-jitsu, because I feel like every generation, no matter how well we prepare ourselves, there's some of that is lost.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got the right point. One of the reasons my father's getting old, and I was start to realize a couple of years ago, that he's not gonna be the same for long because age come. Old injuries start to appear. So many things that happen, and you're gonna get there too. So I start to say I can't let his knowledge die. Even if I have a lot of black belts graduated by him, under him, but if you're not together, you start to forget some things. So that's why we started the Grandmaster Mansur Association, and we're getting all the models because Master Mansur has a model from white belt until the black belt.
Yes.
Everything on books. No gi, no gi, self-defense, kids class, adults class, woman's self-defense, everything, law enforcement defenses, And we are trying to get all the stuff together and recording, like a filming, putting the videos.
Yes.
It's going to be on the website. So if you become a member, you're going to have the opportunity, every 3 months you have a model available for you, so you have time. Right, 3 months before you have time to see the videos and practice.
Yes.
So that's pretty much what happened.
Okay.
That's exactly why we decided to do this.
That's awesome.
There was a thing we went over with our last guest. It was the Ikigai, which was the you take all the things that give you purpose, and it's like a fancy Venn diagram, and then it kind of lets you know what your purpose is. And when you said there's lots of things, it just had me remember the Ikigai.
Yeah.
So whether it's legacy, whether it's you want to spread it, you want to help other people, you want to give adults, women, military, police, all these opportunities.
How can us or anybody out there help support you? You mentioned a website. You mentioned
the
DVDs.
website is the Grandmaster Mansur. If you put it down on Google, they're gonna appear. Kind of say about prices, all the stuff like this. So it's a simple, membership that you do, online. You have to answer some questions, and you have to prove also what's your graduation.
Yes.
Because a lot of people on the internet's a weird word, no?
Yeah.
So I'm a Dr. John. I'm not doctor at all, so
Yes.
that's weird. But anyway, so you have to prove that who are you in the martial arts. So I'm a blue belt, I'm a purple belt, and it's $120 per month. I'm sorry, per year. It's $10 per month.
Wow.
That's ridiculous. You spend much more than this in candies.
Yeah.
I know I do.
So.
In fish fillets.
Or ice cream.
McDonald's.
Ice cream for sure.
But ice cream
there
is
you go,
okay.
so.
Ice cream is
That's
okay.
an old
Man,
picture.
what's this old photo right here?
That's the 70s.
Is this your dad right here?
That's my
Yes.
father right there.
Where are you
The
at? Right here? Right here?
No,
Where you
no.
at?
That's what.
I was younger. I was a baby back at the time.
That how the promotion was back in that time
Oh, with
with the
Oh,
I thought-
megaphone.
Oh, I thought he was
Wow.
teaching class because that's intimidating.
You did not pass
Back
it.
at the time, probably had like a 5, 6 years old.
All right,
Wow.
so become a member.
Yeah.
That's
So,
not
$10 a month.
That's
not
like a
bad.
coffee nowadays
yeah,
at
that's
Starbucks.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's to help us to support. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but my father has 2 awards, if I can call it this way, from the American Congress.
Huh.
I
No
did not
way.
know that.
Yeah, from
Sorry,
say thank you, for his effort for the NYPD Police Academy.
No
keep
kidding.
himself, so yeah.
That's
Golly.
amazing.
This is a really good website,
This
too.
is a great conversation here.
And
Yeah.
also we changed the platform. We were using on one platform that was not
Uh-huh.
helping us out so much. I was speaking about that with Bruno today, and now we opened our platform the way that we want to work. So we're doing like internal tests, and soon they're gonna come out. Also the store.
Mhm.
Now you can buy shirts like this one here,
Yeah, yeah.
like Bruno is wearing too.
Yeah.
Geese, everything.
Very nice.
That is awesome.
I don't have that one.
Yeah,
No.
see that? That's a
Yeah,
good one.
I'm looking
I
at
don't
that
have
one.
I'm looking at
Did
that
you
one,
did you watch
so-
the back already?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I think I have that one. And
I want to wear
the-
that one on Aloha Friday at work just to piss people off.
Oh,
I have
that's
this.
nice.
I have this
Can
one.
we turn this around?
Let me see.
I like that
Yeah.
one.
Oh, it's the same one.
Yeah. Just
It's
with the
same
new
one.
logo.
But that's the new logo.
Yeah.
You know, we
Yeah.
changed the logo a little bit, made that better. That was my son, Caio, that made the logo. He's very good in design, all the stuff,
wow.
you know.
Yeah.
And also we have a new, how say that, partner right now. There's a Brazil Combat.
Mm-hmm.
They are making the shirts, the geese, rash guards,
know what the-
everything here.
Best thing is about the shirt that I love when I wear it is when I go to HEB and I just cut right to the front of the line.
Do you see what's on the back?
I don't
Yes,
even say that.
I
They
tape
can
my
read it.
fingers.
That's the thing. You cut in
I
front
tape
and
my
they read it.
fingers.
They're like, excuse, and I'm like,
Okay.
Oh, he tapes his fingers. That's what.
and when it says 10 items or less, I walk in with 11. I look at right on eye.
11?
Like, excuse me, sir, you have one. And
That's
I like,
it?
Do you want to say
11?
anything?
Man, I usually hit like
Did you read? Did you read in my back?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the jiu-jitsu, even the IBJJF ones or the HEB visit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I go to HEB, sport my IBJJF. It was like parts to see. They're like,
And then,
don't take out of his basket.
yeah, and they have those. It's like Costco. They have those people that are like having you have the samples.
Yes.
I take 2.
I swat them.
You take 2?
I take 2. Look at my. What are you
You're
gonna do? I'll
dangerous.
wrist lock
He's
you.
mean. He's mean.
You're dangerous. I think you're taking advantage of your jujitsu
Yeah.
skills.
I'm gonna take 2 of these
You know,
samples of granola.
I honestly thought you were going to wrist lock him as they handed it to you.
You know, you're being an Israel man. Don't do that.
Hey, you know what? And like Israel, I'm old and I still got it.
You're being too arrogant. Hey, so
Yes, you got old.
let's go.
Speaking about arrogant,
Let-
there's some good qualities that I'm trying to get into my life, and this
Pick a card.
master is called a firmament, which is basically you can see behind us on the wall. are just
Affirmations.
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 Good
It's
words.
fun stuff.
It's
It's
Just
going to
pull
be
one,
a nice little
Yeah.
lift right here. And
Oh, okay.
pull the top one, and read it.
that's our new logo for Bruno's Gym, by the
Oh
way.
my gosh,
You
I'm
can-
gonna have to read without my glass.
At least,
Oh, you don't have your
at
glasses?
at least the title. At least the title. And then we'll take over. 'Cause that-
Humility?
Humility?
Oh,
Yeah.
Humility. Yeah. That is real cool.
I take a deep breath and realize all of my desire to be right. Without right, what's left? A soft and pillable version of me that's willing to make mistakes, hear other people's opinions, and try doing stuff a different way. In other words, I get to take a pretty sweet, all-inclusive brain vacation. Sweet? Yeah, sweet. All-inclusive brain vacation. Don't ask me to read the smaller letters because without my glasses I can't do it. And it was a miracle for me right now to read that without my glasses.
Oh, that is small. I don't even know if I can
wow,
read it.
this one
Oh,
really
some
hit.
restrictions apply depending on the current tenacity of my ego.
Ah.
Oh, so it all depends
Yeah.
on the ego. The ego. We didn't even talk about the ego.
Ego.
But that goes right back to Israel. I'm sorry. I'm still on that. I didn't
Yeah.
really enjoy that attitude. I mean, the ego, I think, was
Lacking humility.
lacking humility.
yeah.
For
I don't know though.
sure.
Like, I mean, I will say this. Maybe leading up to it, but he did have some humility
like
after
Chris.
the match. I mean, he congratulated Strickland. He didn't talk crap. He just said, "Hey, I got my butt whooped."
Well, at the end.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
because-
And then it was beat up.
but had he been a true a-hole, he would have continued that shenanigans after.
maybe that's why Dana went up and said, "Hey,
Chill the F out.
Probably.
Well, another thing about, I was making a joke about me, blah, 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 my shirt and going into food stores, but it is about being humble. And in jiu-jitsu, the mats don't lie. It will humble you, like Christopher was talking about. Like, we had a great training the other night, and for all I know tomorrow, it says, yeah, you had a good amount of training, but here you go, buddy. You still have a lot to learn. So just not only is like with Israel needing to be more humble, and I agree with that, but it's also remembering that there's a lot to learn, and you have to be able to know, like, I am learning, but I don't know everything, and I'm going to try to be the best form of myself. And I think when you're not humble, it gets in the way, because it limits yourself. It's like that thing in sports. Once you think you made it, then you're done. And so it's just, I'm improving all the time. That's one thing I love about jiu-jitsu. And Bruno knows that, because, I mean, there's been so many times like, hey, I think I'm going to quit, because it's just so hard. But then what do you do when it's hard? Well, just like Luis was saying, I didn't want to be here tonight, but then you have jiu-jitsu to help you get through things. You have good support people get you through, and just trying to get through it. So I love this word.
So, what about finding the reason why you do it? Because that was a very good point, Master Krause. I mean, you have the legacy. You have, obviously, like you said, work. It's work as well. But it becomes less difficult when there's something behind it, right?
Yes.
Like
Definitely.
the legacy. It's
Yeah.
like, no,
And
I
it's
got
pretty much the same reason why you guys wake up every day in the morning and go to work. We even not want to go to work because your family needs that. You know,
Yeah.
the family is leaning on you guys, the kids. So
Yeah.
you need to pay bills. You need to show for your kids that you're not a guy that's gonna be in a home, lay down on the couch, like a couch potato. You know.
Mhm.
So that's why you guys go to train, for your kids seeing that you guys are training too.
Mm-hmm.
So every time, I believe, always that we do, we have somebody behind us that need us, and that's why we do.
Yes.
You know, that's how I think. And I'm gonna say one thing here also, that like, the humility is not easy.
No.
Everybody here has problems. Everybody here has issues. We have qualities and we have problems. So I don't know how to say that his name in English, but Martinho Lutero, you know, the German guy that was against the Catholic Church back on the century 16th, not wrong. He said even when he was baptized, you know, that people say when you go baptized, you come out a new person, a new human being. But he said even when that happened, every day in the morning, he was drowning the old Martinho Lutero. So I say the same thing for us in Jiu-Jitsu, you know. Even when you beat everybody in the gym, that you're a champion, have a gold medal, or you are doing amazing work in your personal life, you know, as a professional. I did a good sell, I did a good whatever. So every day in the morning, you have to tap yourself, your ego out. If not, you're going to start to look people from the top to the bottom, and the fall, when that happens, is too high.
Yeah.
So tap your opponent, tap yourself out. It's harder than tap your opponent out.
No.
Ooh,
You know,
I like
that's a
that.
philosopher right now.
Oh, thank you for that. That was.
I
that
got
was
I got emotions right
I
now.
like that.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. Thank you.
That would be a really cool shirt. Tap yourself out.
Tap yourself out.
That's another one.
It can
like
go.
that.
That can go in a couple of directions.
Only if you think like a child.
As long as we don't have any like gun or noose on there, I think we're fine. Did I say that? All right, guys, a bunch of gingerbreads out there.
Yeah.
So Master Krause, we'll start with you. Any parting words, or were those your parting words as we conclude this amazing podcast episode?
Guys. So for me, it's always a pleasure. It's the second time that I'm here,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always funny. I enjoy a lot. You guys are very nice guys. You know, you guys are polite. You guys are interesting. You know, the conversation. You guys bring like a very nice and interesting points to talk, to discuss.
Thank you.
And at the same time, it's like I was tired today. You know, and Bruno said, "Oh, we were gonna do the podcast today." I said, "Oh, I forgot." You know, but I came here and I came already laughing.
Yeah.
And here it's much better than if I didn't come, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
I
one more time for the invitation. You guys are amazing. You guys do an amazing job. It's a therapy.
Yes.
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
that's
it
really
is.
good.
Yes.
So thanks for that.
Awesome.
Professor
Bruno, any parting words, sir?
Yes. So thank you for the invitation, the opportunity to be again on the Pinche Podcast.
Oh, pinche.
And yeah, looking forward for more times here, new conversations, and yeah, getting
More
excited.
More excited. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Yeah, it's we just started. Episode 26 weeks. Started at the beginning of the year, so can't wait for the 1 year
Oh, the 1
anniversary.
year. Yeah, we gotta have poppers.
Doo, doo, doo.
Yeah, 1 year's gonna be great.
Any parting words?
Yeah, it's September. It's Suicide Awareness Month. So
Yes.
for those of you out there, reach out if you don't know where to go. We can. I think we have enough resources and people you can reach out to that we can guide you in the right direction. It just takes a conversation to start a conversation. So look out for each other. But first, you got to look out for yourself. So when you say we were talking about tap yourself out or have the humility to understand that you are struggling and have the humility to go ask for that help. So
Excellent.
on top of that, every time you come to visit, it gets better. You learn more. So thank you. Let us know how else we can help with continuing the knowledge that your dad has.
Thank you,
It's a
guys.
huge database. However we can help in that matter. And Professor, thank you for always having that opportunity to have like Master Krause here and providing a home for so many people who can put that mental health to the mat. So thank you.
That is, you make a really good point. I mean, mental health within our veteran community and within our other beautiful older community, it's such a great outlet, and it's I don't know. I think it saves so many lives, and it goes unnoticed sometimes. But I just want to shed some light on that. It's jujitsu's Jiu-Jitsu saved my life. Hashtag. I like what you said about the tap yourself out. Don't let yourself get so high that
That's awesome.
when
The
things
fall is big.
it's big, and no sort of training can help you break that fall. You're gonna fall hard. I'm so sorry. I almost forgot about you. Usually I go last, so my apologies.
No, I appreciate
Your parting words, sir.
Master Krause, has been a pleasure. Thank you. I know you have a big schedule, but then in terms, just before I forget, about making sure your dad's legacy continues, it seems like you're doing a great job. You're busy. You've been traveling, new spots, you're doing seminars, you're working with police and army, and hopefully this is a little thing that could add to keeping his legacy going. And then, so I appreciate it. Love to have you back. We talked about the UFC fights. It was really interesting. The one that was last with Strickland in Israel. And then we jumped to Bollywood somehow. And we
That was
lit
a
up
long time
little
ago.
bit. Yeah. And then also just this love of, kind of found out some things about this love of history while kind of shared together in the stories and about the three of you. And then thank you for your service for all your countries and for people, for causes. Just have an appreciation for that. And then we went into just the big thing, and I know just like I said, jiu-jitsu. This is my second run through after COVID, and jiu-jitsu's when I went to Bruno again, and people have heard the story, it's changed me for the better. And my mantra is just be the best dad, husband, take care of me first so I could do those other 4 things well. And jiu-jitsu keeps teaching me things, even though I'm still working on my mental health. And it's about thinking under pressure, knowing how to defend yourself in different situations. We talked quickly about one of my favorite topics, Elon versus Azak. But then I think the real fight that we should look forward to is Maya and GSP.
Yes.
That's a good one. And then I love how you talked about in terms of the question, how do you keep going? It's just looking at all these different things that gives you purpose, going back to Ikigai, and we just keep going on along. And not only tapping yourself out, but also realize that sometimes you have to have people and friends and support to let you know, hey, you got to step out. I'm going to tap you for you.
Got to shed some light.
There are other people to tap you to let you realize your life technique needs work, and then you reset and you go. How do you like that?
All right. And are we ready? 3, 2, 1.
Be humble.